Hi there, I am Nico Löfman and I'm the singer, guitarist and the songwriter of a progressive metal band called Aitheer, formed in 2017 in Vantaa, Finland. Aitheer is my solo project, but I've had the joy and honor to have my dear friends and music associates as recording and live musicians. They have partaken in arranging their instrumental parts, and they have believed in my vision on Sleeper EP. They are standing behind Aitheer's work and enabling us to be able to play live, which I'm very grateful of. The drive to write music upwells from my desire for expression, from my need to structure the inner and the outer world, and from my will to learn about the harmonic elements through trial. It is a way for me to rediscover my deeper self through my musical intuition. I think that processing phenomena, experiences, and the reasons that act behind them can enable lots of growth and development for the individuals.
Terve. I'm Lassi Enquist and I play the piano and the synthesizers in Aitheer. I began jamming with the guys 3 years ago and was quickly accepted as the keyboardist for the band.
Hello, my name is Roope Kytölä and I play bass in Aitheer.
Aitheer as a name has many meanings and aspects. To scratch the surface, some ancient mythologies refer to it as this original chaos that in itself includes all possibilities of creation. Some refer to it as this mother of all shapes and beings. It is said to be this boundless and infinite creator of cosmos. Sleeper is Aitheer's first release, and it was released digitally on 27th of January in 2020. It was written during 2017 and 2018, and it was recorded, mixed and mastered during 2018 and 2019. In the writing process, the music came chronologically first and then the words, although I had the sense of the themes in the composing part already.
The recording sessions of Sleeper were the first time I played in a professional studio environment. And it taught me a lot. It made me more experienced and humble for the future recordings.
The Sleeper EP was a lot of work because at that time the band was still experimenting and searching for its own sound, while at the same time grinding out the songs to be what Nico and the band envisioned them to be.
Sleeper's lyrical themes dwell around inner struggles, difficult feelings and difficult views on life. They describe, through these cryptic fragments, these strong feelings of separation and a way of seeing a world in a quite restricted view, where the overall or the general view on things is hindered. In this confused state, it seems that there are these voices that are trying to guide and others to misguide a mind that seems to be asleep in a way.
The way I see the lyrics on Sleeper is that they present the listener a mirror on which they can reflect their own thoughts and emotions.
Sleeper's cover art is a fragment of Julia Mäkelä's painting called Echoed that was painted for the purposes of this EP. I am Lasse manipulated the fragment to depict the vision I had. There was this idea to represent the dynamics between two elements, fire and water, facing each other and the two figures rising from the elements behind a black triangle or a triad if you will. there was this idea of depicting forces of will and emotion working behind the physical world, as those elements still were acting in a quite chaotic state. I would call Sleeper progressive, since there is a tendency, or at least intention, of change and dynamics throughout the songs, and especially throughout the whole EP, in a way that none of the songs sound like each other. Since high school, I've been obsessed with progressive music in its different forms and from different eras.
Well, as a musician, prog keeps my mind focused on what I do, though I like to play simpler stuff also.
I really enjoy the progressive format, both as a listener and as a musician. I just love how the composition joins the lyrics in creating the story.
I think that for a band like ours, which has an intention to actively produce a series of records and to head for the stages to play in front of people as much as possible, a record deal that would make those things more easily manageable is a goal worth aiming for. We are looking for a record company with a marketing fist big enough to help us to thrust into awareness of people interested in progressive metal music. Finding the right company is crucial for us to be able to keep doing what we love on a long term and on a bigger scale. We have few candidates competing for the role of drummer for our gigs and our next EP, and the competition is still open. We agreed as a group to head for the stages after Sleeper's release, but since Corona hit the world almost right after our release, it has been very difficult to arrange us to play in events.
Well, from the gigs with other groups before the pandemic, there was this one case where I had a set of really tight pants on, and just as I was about to start my guitar solo, I can hear my crotch split from the seam. But it was fine in the end. I laughed it off. We finished the song, and after the song I made some jokes about it to the audience, so that way you can, with humor, you can turn a failure into a win.
The most recent heavy album that struck me hard was Meshuggah's Violent Sleep of Reason. I really enjoyed the path they took on that one.
My pick would be Thalassic by Aitheer.
Of the more recent ones, I really enjoyed Butcher's 666 Goats Carry My Chariot, which is just pure metal madness all the way through.
During this pandemic, Aitheer has managed to concentrate its focus in making new music with increasing force. That has resulted in 4 new songs to construct the new EP from. The feeling that certain forces are trying to have their way in the world, and the feeling of being just this small drop of water in a stormy sea, has strengthened my will to aim for improvement on a personal battleground. It has driven me to do my job the best I can, as this cogwheel in a machine, if you will. In a way, it feels that there is so little that one person can do. But in another way of thinking, there is so much that one person can do. If all the people would aim for their best, I think we would have a different world overnight. I think that during these difficult times, it is very important to show as good an example as you can to the others. As I a little bit touched the matter of our future plans before, Aitheer is going to head for a studio this fall for an EP with 4 new songs. We are looking for a record company to release a physical version of Sleeper EP and the upcoming EP as well when it's done. We are going to enlist the most suitable drummer for our band and head for the live stages in our home country and consider tours or gigs in other countries as well if we get such a chance, financially and from the venues abroad.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to presenting the songs from the Sleeper EP to a live audience and also adding the new material to the set.
Thank you for watching our interview, and great thanks to Antichrist magazine for having us. Go listen to our EP called Sleeper from Spotify or from our YouTube channel called Aitheer, where you can find a playlist from DistroKid's auto-generated YouTube release. Go buy the record from Google Play or iTunes if you liked it. Cheers. Adios.